Hey, this is Drew Page. Welcome to the Drew Page channel. In this video, I am going to share with you a video that Grant Cardone made a while ago that will help all of us in our social media marketing. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and like the video and hit the notification bell. So Grant Cardone is no surprise that I'm a big fan of his. If you've been through my Undercover Billionaire videos, you've seen how I've broken down all of his moves during that show. I've talked about several of his other videos, one of the big things that he is about getting attention. He says money follows attention. Well, in this particular video, an attorney calls in and has some questions about how to properly use social media marketing to further her law practice. Now you say, well, I'm not a lawyer, so this video isn't for me. This information will help anybody, and he uses it to teach the people he's watching as well how to engage social media marketing for any business, but he makes it particular for this particular viewer's law practice. So let's go through the video and see what we can pick up.
I am an attorney.
Oh, wow. So this is good. Let me ask you, how taboo is it for an attorney to get attention? It's kind of frowned upon for you guys to get attention, right?
It is, and let me tell you, as a newer attorney, I hit 3 years this November, and I have gotten a lot of flack for using social media as a platform in order to boost my business. But I'm an entrepreneur, and I see using social media as free marketing because being new, I can't compete with a personal injury budget, for billboard space. But social media is free.
An old guard of attorneys who say that social media marketing is not dignified. A lawyer should be above this, and you shouldn't have to go out there and do this. You should basically the money should just come to you. And this was something that I dealt with early in my legal career when I was contemplating using social media for my law practice. My bosses were like, "You can't do this. It doesn't look good. It's not dignified." And now I realize that it cost me a lot of money. If I would have been doing then what I'm doing now with sharing videos and posting on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all these things back then, there's no telling how much more influence I would have, not only in the social media world, but in the legal community, and how many more clients I could have had if I'd have been able to get in the game sooner. So you can't worry about what other people are saying about you. Like the lady says on the phone, she's an entrepreneur, and those other lawyers aren't paying her bills. They're not hiring her. They're not sending her any business. So who cares what they think? And that's been my philosophy lately. And some in my local community don't always agree with that, and that's okay. Because again, they're not paying my bills. They're not the ones that are sending me clients. So why do I worry about what they have to say? And you need to have that same attitude when it comes to getting business on your own. Be willing to put yourself out there and engage in social media. And whatever other new platform comes out in the future that will help you scale your business.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the people that are frowning on you about it, they're saying, "Oh, no, they don't use it, right?"
They're right. There are other attorneys. It's not really, my market base. There are other attorneys that are saying, "Stop bragging, don't boast. Why are you talking about this?" But I'm saying, listen, if my clients don't mind me talking about our successes and wins, then I'm going to do it because you're not bringing money into my business. So why would you try to stop me from making money?
Yeah, exactly. She's right. You see, so what the old attorneys, the smart attorneys actually bought the billboards. Okay?
Right.
Hey, you got a problem? Call me. I'll solve it, right? They run the ads. The guys that end up making all the money were the guys that advertised and promoted. The other people, the other lawyers, the big firms that made it were the respectable houses that had been in business 30, 40, and 50 years. And they got grooved in to the social fabric through the country club, through the connections. But for most of it, that's going to take too long for most of us to ever make any money, right? And I don't know about you, but I wasn't born with those connections. I
wasn't either.
The only way for me to get to the country club was for me to be the waiter. Or to go to the school and do the 8-year thing and make the connections. Cross my fingers and hope that I would get an account one day.
Here he's reinforcing what he's just said, that unless you've come from money, you've come from somebody who has connections, you've gone to the elite schools and you've got the elite networking, then what are you supposed to do? Cases aren't going to just magically come into your building. Leads aren't going to magically come to your business. Customers aren't going to magically walk through your door. You have to do something to get their attention. And you can't be concerned about, the other people who have been able to do it what they call the right way. We have to be able to do it however we can do it within, for us at least, within the bounds of the professional rules of conduct and ethics, which that's a whole other video to talk about at some point. But, for your business, whatever is legal to do that allows you to get attention and to be able to help you grow your business, then do it. And don't concern yourself with the people who, will look down on you, because eventually when you're the one that's on top, they'll be the ones looking at you. And they may say, well, they didn't get there the right way, but who cares? You can cry all the way to the bank.
My problem is that when I was showing, when I would show images of success, like being on vacation, my clients would call during these times and want my attention. I couldn't really focus strictly on leisure things. It was always business every time, which was fine. I guess, my concern is the balance. What is appropriate to show on social media? Is it okay to show these, leisure things? And then in the midst of showing, leisure trips, if it's okay, how do you still give attention to the client who wants to know you're working on their case, you have their attention, and if they have emergency situations coming up, that you're available?
Now, this is a good question, because you see some of the success people, the influencers on here. They're working, they're showing off their house, they're showing off the nice vacation. So what about the lawyer scene? Is that something that we should do to show that we're successful? Showing our vacation, our travel, our activities, and all these things. And this is a good question. And to be honest with you, the answer that he's going to give is going to hit home with me and caught my attention. And this next segment is the reason why I'm recording this video, because this is something that I kind of lost focus on myself, and I'm sure that if we're all honest, many of us have at different times. And so I'm going to have to go through and revamp a lot of my social media strategy from what I've done recently and adapt it. But I don't want to spoil it for you too much. So here's how Grant answers the question.
Yes, this is a great question, okay, and one I'm very passionate about. In the beginning, I would not show the leisure thing either. I would never, if I'm in Barbados on a trip, I'm going to make it look like it's all business. Everything in the beginning is going to look like I am a freakazoid, just a total committed beast on business. Nobody's going to ever see me having fun. They're going to see me working constantly. You want to perpetuate that image that you are the lawyer to go to, the go-to 24-hour, 365, around the clock, totally dedicated. It doesn't mean it's true, dude. It means that's what you want to promote to the public. You follow me? That's what you want to promote. What story do you want to tell to the public? I don't want to tell to the public I'm taking a break because we won a case. Mm-hmm. I want to promote to the public that we got another client, that we're taking on another case because of the last two cases, because of our success rate. I want them to see me growing and expanding.
Grant tells this lady at the beginning, when you're on the come up, that everything that you put on social media should be about the business, should be about practicing law, about gaining clients, showing the successes, and demonstrating that you are always working, that you're always on the hustle. And he says, even if it's not true, that needs to be the persona that's out there. And I'll take it a step further and say, that's not just for the person that's on the come up. As long as you are practicing law, and you are trying to continue to make a name for yourself in the law practice, you need to keep doing this. And so, this is one of those areas where I've kind of had to, take my licks from Grant on this video and learn from this lesson, because I've been practicing law now for over a decade. And, I've gotten to where I was posting social media about, other activities I was doing, and I've been posting, about things my family's doing. And, not that anything's wrong with that. There isn't anything wrong with that. And to some, they say, well, this is good because it makes you relatable. But at the same time, it started to kind of dominate more of the other social media aspects. as opposed to focusing in on growing the business. And I can tell that since I have been re-engaging my social media with a work focus, that things have been trending upward, and the times when I wasn't, things were trending downward. And so it's important to note that, you know, you need to understand what you're trying to use social media to do. Now, if you're trying to just use social media, you know, for fun time, you know, for showing people, you know, how you're living your best life and all that, that's fine. But, you know, obviously potential customers are always watching, they're always looking, and they're looking at, you know, is this guy really going to work on my case because I see he's out here doing this instead of focusing on his cases. And so that's something that I've had to learn from and take away from, and so I'm dedicated to trying to make sure that I focus more on my law practice and all that stuff until I get to the point where I don't want to practice any longer, and then I can focus my social media efforts on something else. And you may disagree with that, and if you do, please put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. Should lawyers demonstrate a work-life balance? If you were looking for a lawyer, would you want a lawyer with work-life balance, or would you want a lawyer who is just completely sold out for your case? And whether that's fair or not, that's irrelevant. The issue is what perception do you want your potential clients and customers to have? And Grant Cardone has given some great advice about how to make sure you protect that social media aspect for your business. So let me know what you think about that.
So when you see me, if I want to hire more people, what do? We don't we might put an ad in Craigslist, but I'm going to go on social media and say, hey, we're hiring for these positions. I'm going to post it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm going to use every social platform. I'll probably use TV and radio as well, and say we're hiring for these positions. Why am I doing that? Because the first story I want to tell is this: expansion. Remember, when you're advertising or promoting or marketing, and I talk about this in our social media campaigns, the first thing I'm doing is I'm trying to beef out myself and my staff. I'm trying to promote the staff, my company, myself. I'm trying to remind us internally we're growing. Second thing I'm trying to do is put the competition on their feet, okay, on their heels. I'm trying to get them to say, oh my God, man, they're going crazy over there. The third thing I'm trying to accomplish is the thing I'm actually advertising for. In this case would be a position. So I would just say to you, I'd leave the Barbados trip at the pool, kind of off to the side. Maybe you have a private account, not a private account, but maybe you have your personal account there, and you have the bigger business Grant Cardone businessman account where you're promoting all the business activities. I hope that helps.
Grant suggests that this attorney put a separate personal account, and she can do the different Barbados trips or whatever leisure trips on that, and then over here in the law firm or Grant Cardone business, it's all focused on business. And I will just say from my personal experience, even with my personal Facebook page, when I was posting things that I wanted to post, I was getting flack because they were saying, well, you're a lawyer, you shouldn't be posting about things like this isn't good for business, blah, blah, blah. So basically what I did was, with my personal Facebook page, I wiped out all the friends that I had except for my family members, and it is very specific to blood relatives. And I created a Drew Page Facebook page for my activities that I want to do business-wise and business-related. And of course, I have my YouTube channel. I've got an Instagram page. I've got a TikTok. I've got Clubhouse. I've got all of those things. But all of those things, because they're public, have to be more business-focused. So for example, my Instagram page right now has more personal things on it than it has lawyer things. I'm going to have to change that. That needs to be refocused and reevaluated. My YouTube channel, I think, is pretty solid. It's got a lot of legal things. It also has investing and things that are lawyer-related, legal aspects involved with real estate investing, and also talk about different stock accounts. Just I enjoy talking about those things, and I believe I can provide some perspective that I think could be helpful. But obviously the overarching focus of my YouTube channel of late has been posting legal analysis of different cases, different subjects and ideas. And if you enjoy that, please let me know in the comments. I want to make sure that my social media is focused around growing my legal business. And so that's how I'm going to try to refocus. Doesn't mean I'm never going to post anything family related or trip wise, but it's not going to be the overwhelming majority like it has been specifically in my Instagram account. So hope you found this video helpful. What takeaways do you have from Grant's talk here with this attorney, and how can you use it in your business? Let me know in the comments. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Just take a quick second. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just click on the subscribe button. It certainly helps me out a lot. And until next time, stay tuned.